name is Julia Streets and welcome to the Fireside Chat series, Navigating Change. And today we're talking about sustainability and ESG. I'm delighted to be joined by two experts, Chng, who is the Regional CFO at ENGIE, and Kai Fehr, who is the Global Head Trade and Working Capital of Transaction Banking at Standard Chartered Bank. Welcome both. I can't wait to get into this conversation. Kai, I'm going to come to you first of all. In all your conversations with clients, I'm really keen to hear some of those broad challenges that your clients typically face when they go out on this sustainability journey.
Yeah, thanks, Julia, and hi, Jared. Hi, everyone. I think the start point for us to do exactly what you've described, sitting down with our clients and listening to their needs. And if I put it in a straightforward one-sentence answer, is bringing the physical supply chain together with the financing supply chain, and both of them in a sustainable format. And that's a breakthrough we've achieved here at Standard Chartered by defining these parameters, which enables the physical supply chain to be sustainable. That's what our clients are doing. And we, from a bank perspective, adding the sustainable element into the financing.
So, Jared, let me bring you in here because I know this is something that ENGIE have really paid attention to. So tell us first a bit about ENGIE's purpose and then also about your journey.
Yep, thanks, Julia, and thanks, Kai. Happy to be here. ENGIE's purpose is as clear and it's very energizing to have a corporate purpose that is to accelerate carbon neutrality. And actually, we do it by two ways. One is, of course, to ensure that our current portfolio ensures that it's carbon neutral. And two, we actually help our customers accelerate their carbon neutrality plans through energy efficiency, through investing in the right systems. So yeah, that's the story of ENGIE.
That's wonderful to hear, and that's a major transition to go from B2B and also extend out into B2C as well. Kai, can I bring you in here just from your perspective, from the Standard Chartered point of view, about how you stepped up and rose to that challenge that Jared's just described?
Yeah, thanks. And I think we couldn't have wished for a better partner than ENGIE and Jared's work in particular to bring us to the financial solution for a sustainable financing and the guarantee we've issued. I think it all went back to listening, to understand how does our clients go about their assessment of sustainability, making our due diligence on the client level, working with ENGIE, and then also working on the project level to understanding what is the use for the beneficiary receiving the guarantee. And the client was extremely transparent with us, explaining how important sustainability is, how they went about and how they've chosen the project. Same, which we have the work here with Singapore on working on the project itself, identifying the sustainable elements. All of that brought us to the transparency level we have to reach in order to have a sustainable end use. Because what we wanted to avoid is a situation where we get questions in terms of greenwashing something. Is this the right project, etc.? So making the due diligence jointly with the client, having a framework, and I believe we will touch on this later, is an absolute crucial aspect to getting sustainable financing right. And again, we couldn't have wished for a better partner than ENGIE.
Well, I wonder if we can take a moment to expand on that a little bit further in terms of the question of impact. I'm very keen to hear, what impact your work together has had. Jared, can I come to you first of all, both in terms of impact to your organisation, but also out to the industry at large?
We want to work with customers on scalable projects. So one of the projects that we actually do is with a joint venture with Logos, which is a warehouse logistics fund. And by doing so, having a joint venture with them, we actually roll out on multiple markets, on multiple locations, millions of solar rooftops on their warehouses here in this region. So this is one of the impact that we seek to create, where we accelerate carbon neutrality plans, where our warehouses are now run on green energy, our customers' warehouses are run on green energy, and that we can actually deploy them and execute them at scale.
So this question about impact as well. Kai, can I ask you about Standard Charter's journey? Thinking about your sustainable journey and what you've been doing as an organization.
Yeah, great question. So one, I'm usually proud on what Team Trade brought together by launching this year our sustainable trade finance agenda. Sustainability sits extremely well with the organization. It's something our CEO, Bill Winter, talks about, and is core and center to what we do in Standard Charter. The question is, how do we achieve this for trade finance? Trade finance is like a hamster wheel. We process more than 7 million of transactions a year. How do you make a due diligence? How do you ensure that you are financing, that you are transacting on something sustainable? And that is where the work of Standard Charter defining a framework around sustainable goods, sustainable suppliers, sustainable end users, and transition industry comes to mind. So instead of us becoming the expert for each and every field of sustainability, what we did, we've teamed up with partners who know much better about sustainability and relying on their certification than we can do as a bank. So we work with the BCI, we work with the UTC, part of the Rainforest Alliance. We work with many other partners around the globe, USDA, organic. Again, I've mentioned BCI, the Better Cotton Initiative. All these industry, NGOs and other bodies who provide certification are helping us to define what means to be sustainable if it comes to sustainable goods. So by leveraging others' help, we achieved transparency and sustainability in the hamster wheel I've talked about. What we do for sustainable suppliers and sustainable end users is making our own due diligence and reviewing with the help of the ESG team and Standard Chartered renewable energy project, energy efficiency, blue economy, and that is what we've done, for instance, here with ENGIE. Most important, we believe we've cracked the code of sustainable finance across these areas I've talked about, and most important, across all the products we as a bank provide, like our peers are providing, documentary trade solution, open account solution. What we have done, finding a solution for each and every product, for each and every situation, and at the same time ensure that we only finance, that we only service what is truly sustainability. The trick here again was using other people and partner knowledge what is sustainable. That is what differentiated us, and that is why we believe we got the concept and the framework right.
And I've got two sort of big takeaways from what you were saying there about frameworks and about partnership and working together. But as we know, the road is not always smooth in this ambition for change as well. Jared, can I turn to you with this question? I'd love to hear, for the benefit of the viewers, when they are thinking about setting off on this journey as well, what advice would you give them about how best to successfully navigate a similar need to create and also execute mandate change and also this journey towards greater sustainability?
Yes, thanks, Julia. And clearly, I think I point out an example, like here in Singapore, where I'm based in. In Singapore, pretty much you can't have much renewable energy. There's no wind, there's no geothermal, so solar and the government is doing in a big way, introducing solar, and that's great. But pretty much that's it was limited by the size of the land that we have. And so one of the ways that we overcome that is through what we consider energy efficiency. Like what we have this saying in ENGIE that there's no better saving than energy that is being saved. That's no greener energy than energy that's being saved. And so what we're doing with our customers is that we work with large corporates like manufacturers, industrialists, especially for people, for companies that have made carbon neutrality pledges. What we do is we work with them. they actually we work on their utility systems, because they have large they're fairly, and work on in terms of energy efficiency for their utility systems. We undertake the full asset life cycle, and run their operations and maintenance, so that as a manufacturer, they can focus on their manufacturing process and basically outsource their utility systems to us long term, with an energy efficiency guarantee. So that's one of the ways which we do to help our customers accelerate their carbon neutrality plans.
Jared, and thank you so much for bringing it to life. I have to say, it's been the most fantastic conversation, because in a short period of time, we've talked about not only ENGIE's core purpose, how Standard Chartered Bank has worked together, the frameworks and some of the structures that Standard Chartered has brought together in order to help clients change, but also to be very mindful of the impact of all this work and what it really means in real terms. So I hope the viewers have enjoyed this discussion as much as I have, and do please tune in for more navigating changing videos as well. But in the meantime, Jared Chng from ENGIE, Kai Fehr from Standard Chartered Bank, thank you both for joining me. I've been Julia Streets. Thanks for watching.